It is episode 4 of the Road to Legend rank, and today I have a total of 13 battles to show you guys. It's all really crazy and insanely close ones, and we're gonna check that out together. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So yeah, in the last video I actually ended off with 91 wins out of 150 battles, hit rank 17, but today we will hit Ace rank and also check out some really amazing battles. Alright, so let's go into the very first battle against Benito. Alright, so I'm still using my Galarian Weezing team, and I feel like it's a very strong team to use. However, I just want to mention that there was one particular set I actually suffered 0-5, which was very unfortunate. 3 of the battles were just losses that my opponent was left with a sliver of health. So I felt a little tilted, and that was the second last set that I had to do out of all the 15 sets, because I did 3 days worth of footages. But eventually I played the last set and managed to gain back some of the ratings also, as you guys will see later on. So against Swampert, I'm just going to go with Play Rough all the way, left with a sliver of health after suffering 1 Hydro Cannon damage. Going to bring in my Trevenant to just farm down the Swampert. Then let's see what's going to come in. It is Abomasnow. Abomasnow is a very bad Pokemon to see for me, because my Trevenant is going to suffer super effective damage from the Weather Ball and also the Powder Snow. But not to worry, we have Medicham in the house. However, I was unable to pull a switch into it, so I'm just going to take the damage from 1 Weather Ball first. I'm able to survive that with 1 sliver of health. But check it out, man, the next Pokemon is another Ice typing Pokemon, Frostlass. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, but I still have a shield left, so I wasn't too worried. But Psychic isn't going to be enough to take out the Frostlass, as it's going to just deal neutral damage, but the counters are not doing a lot, especially since it is doing resisted damage also. So Frostlass, I've seen quite a number of people using it. Later on you guys will see. In fact, the very last battle that I showed you guys, also the opponent was using Frostlass also, and wow, it's a trouble to actually handle 8 man, especially with the Pokemon that I've been using. So I had to change my team up a little bit later on, also after I suffered the 0-5 loss. Alright, so Energy Ball came in, almost taking us out. We're going to go with the Ice Punch that will do neutral damage to the Abomasnow, otherwise it's going to farm us down. And I managed to take it out in the nick of time. Whew, my Trevenant is basically dead. 1 Powder Snow was going to take us out, so technically I was just left with 1 Pokemon. So we're going to get matched up against Blue Maximus, and he's going to start off with Galarian Stunfisk. A lot of people actually are leading with Galarian Stunfisk, not too sure whether it was made popular because of Dancing Rock, the world champion team. So a lot of people are using it, but I don't see a lot of people using Alolan Ninetales, maybe for the Great Link meta, especially if you don't get to know what your 6 Pokemon are for your opponent. Maybe it's not really too useful, or maybe it's too difficult to obtain also. Alright, so my opponent is going to bring in a Trevenant against my Medicham. I decided to switch out my Galarian Weezing, because after suffering the debuff, I do not want it to stay in and also maybe even suffer in Earthquake damage. Medicham can take 1 Earthquake damage, so hence why I decided to switch it in instead and not utilize the shield. I'd rather save the shield for the Galarian Weezing in certain situations, especially since it hits really hard and it's really useful also. So in this situation, I decided to just let it go, thinking that it's going to be a... No, actually I decided to shield up eventually. So Seed Bomb will be great because it will be resisted, but Shadow Ball will do a lot of damage to us, probably even 1-hit KO us. So I decided to shield up twice. Alright, so we're going to go with our Overheat spam right now. Not exactly spam, because Overheat is so hard to get to, especially with the energy required. We're going to bring in Trevenant. Alright, we're going to go with our Seed Bomb. Unfortunately, our opponent got his Seed Bomb first. 1 CMP tie against me, and we're going to suffer that bit of damage, so our Seed Bomb is going to go in. I was thinking to actually farm down the Trevenant instead, however, I already pressed the Seed Bomb, so too bad. Alright, so the Galarian Stunfisk is going to come in, just going to try and farm it down. Unfortunately, he got to his Rock Slide sooner than I could actually do anything else, and took out the Trevenant, going to bring in the Weezing. And when I looked at this, I'm like, okay, am I screwed? Because if the Medicham were to use 1 Psychic, I'm basically going to faint. So yeah, Play Rough is going to do a lot of damage, but then he went with his charge move, and I was like, okay, wait, I might have a chance, man. Ice Punch comes in, I'm going to farm down the Medicham, and then subsequently I'm just going to go Overheat with the Galarian. So that might be a mistake on my opponent's part. If I'm him, I would just go with Psychic, because I definitely cannot reach a second Play Rough in time, or in fact an Overheat in time, because you still need 7 Fairy Winds to get to the Overheat regardless. Alright, so next opponent is Simifor 99, and he's running Trevenant. So Trevenant, same thing, we're just going to go with Overheat all the way. In fact, sometimes I stay in for double overheats when I actually face up against someone who's using Trevenant. Alright, so I'm considering if I want to shield or not, so eventually I just let it go. But it's a Shadow Ball, look at that, one, like a sliver of health left, 1 or 2 more Shadow Claws would have taken us out. So we're going to go with the overheat. He decided to shoot it. We're going to bring our very own Trevenant. He brought in his Obstagoon. I'm like, oh my god, like everything is countering my entire team right now. But we have Medicham. Medicham is going to handle Obstagoon relatively well. In fact, very, very well. So I decided to not shield up anything. Saving the shield for something that's more important like my Medicham. So you must kind of know what your opponent has and whether it's optimal to actually shield out or not. So in this situation, I decided not to shield up. Knowing my Trevenant is technically useless already, so with that amount of health left, I was actually happy that he used his charge move so that my Medicham can farm down with ease, not have to worry about any charge moves coming in at all 3 counters. Took out the Obstagoon, and let's see what's the next Pokemon. It is the Trevenant again. So we're going to go with the Ice Punch, but we're going to shield up against the moves from the Trevenant. Trevenant hits really, really hard. Even with Seed Bomb also, it does a crazy amount of damage. Okay, so we're going to go with the Ice Punch. Ice Punch is going to do super effective damage against the grass typing of Trevenant, but it's not enough to take out the Ghost Tree though. So we're going to try to get ourselves another Ice Punch, but not before we try and catch the move. We're going to catch the move so that we can farm down the Trevenant also. Having a lot of energy for the next Pokemon, but the next Pokemon is really good for us because it's Nidoqueen. It's a Shadow Nidoqueen. So we're going to go with Ice Punch, double Ice Punch because he has a shield left. If he's going to actually shield this up, I'm actually just going to go with the Psychic. So yeah, we're gonna go with the shield because we need to survive. Alright, so trying to get to Psychic as quickly as I can. After that, we'll just counter down the Trevenant. Hopefully we can, because the Trevenant is still like gonna resist the moves. And oh my god, look at that. We suffered a simultaneous loss. That was so hard. So hard to swallow, man. Like it's really quite hard to swallow at times when you see like, okay, you're about to win, and suddenly it's like, okay, both of you lost at the same time. Alright, against another Galarian Stunfisk lead. Like I said, a lot of people are using Galarian Stunfisk, and we're just gonna go with Overheat all the way. Play Rough will be resisted, so hence why Overheat is a better option. So after doing an Overheat, I will normally pull in immediate switch into Medicham, just so that it can actually do a bit of damage first before my opponent probably switches out into something else. Alright, so Sableye is in. But it's okay, it's totally fine. We have Ice Punches to do whatever we can. I've actually seen some people using Psychic against the Sableye, but that's not ideal because it's still resisting it. Dark actually double resist Psychic, so hence it is not that great. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Ice Punches all the way, and you're gonna see that it's almost down already. Our counters are almost gonna take us up, but not before we get taken out. We're gonna bring in the Galarian Weezing to farm down the Sableye. We have a good amount of energy right now. Preparing for the next Pokemon, that's the Galarian Stunfisk again. So we basically are playing the hop in and out strategy. We're gonna switch into Trevenant soon after that. Okay, I was trying to see if I could actually catch a move. I didn't even really count the Galarian Stunfisk attack though, so I wasn't really trying to catch. Alright, so another charge move gonna come in. I'm actually gonna save the shield for my Galarian Weezing because I feel that it is more useful in this situation. Alright, we're gonna go with the Shadow Ball. It's gonna be almost enough to take out the Galarian Stunfisk already. Alright, but I just need 2 more Shadow Claws, but it wasn't enough. Alright, so I was considering if I should shield up the Trevenant or not, but I would rather shield up my other Pokemon, and I made the right choice because Medicham was at the back. So since we have 1 shield up against a shieldless Medicham, we can just double play Rough with ease. We can just shield up against whatever move that comes in. Alright, even if it's Power Up Punch or whatsoever, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to shield up against it so that we don't suffer any damage or any extra damage. Ice Punch gets shielded up, and then we decided to farm it down. Overheat is going to come in and just take out the Galarian Stunfisk. In fact, if that did not happen, so I think I can just Fairy Wind it down if I'm not mistaken, because it's left with so little health. Maybe not though, maybe not, because I need probably 5 Fairy Wind to get it down. So eventually I managed to complete the time research, claiming all the rewards. Accidentally claimed 1 before I put the star piece down, but got a good amount of Stardust, and now we're going to go into stage 2 for the time research, and we got to do 100 battles. Again, it's the same thing as the previous one. So we got matched up against the next opponent already, Ghost O, and he's using Galarian Stunfisk again. Like I said, everybody's using Galarian Stunfisk. Maybe it's ideal for me to use Medicham as a lead, which I've never done so before, so I might actually try out in the next few sets. That has just given me an idea to actually do that. So we'll see how. Alright, so bringing in a Noctowl, first time I actually encountering someone using Noctowl in a very long time. Noctowl is a very good Pokemon to use, especially against Trevenant, because Trevenant can't do anything to this owl at all. Since it is a normal and also flying typing, it basically double resists ghost and single resists grass. But luckily I did not bring in Trevenant, so we're just going to go with Ice Punches all the way. Hopefully we can take out the owl. Alright, let's go ahead to see that this does not land because it decided to shield, but I still have one shield left. So I'm thinking if I want to shield this, and I do shield that because I need to take out the Noctowl. Alright, I really need to take out the Noctowl, and I'm going to just farm down the Noctowl, so I still have energy for 1.5 Ice Punches. And I'm going to see what's going to come in, if it's going to be the Stunfisk. Okay, cool, we're just going to go with Ice Punch, but I accidentally tapped the Fast Move. So the Earthquake came in, took out our Medicham with a lot of energy, and I was like, oh my god. Alright, so I was thinking, wait, maybe I can actually get to Earthquake in time. The answer is also no, not Earthquake in time, I mean Overheat in time. But the answer is no, he actually managed to get to his Earthquake earlier than me. So I was like, okay, now it's left with Trevenant against the Galarian Stunfisk, and I do not know, man. I really do not know. It doesn't look too good at all. But then he brought in Lanturn, and when he brought in Lanturn, I'm like, okay, crap, I should have tapped on the Seed Bomb. I went to tap on Shadow Ball. It did the equal amount of damage with more energy used to actually to do that. So I was like, okay, let's now bring in the Seed Bomb and take out the Lanturn as quickly as possible before it does any of its moves, and we have to get to Shadow Ball, but we have to suffer one Rock Slide first. Now the question is, can we survive this? And the answer is yes. Look at the amount of health I'm left with. Look at the amount of health the Trevenant is left with. I think it's just left with one more Mud Shot health. Alright, otherwise it's going to faint away, but the Shadow Ball took it out and we scored the win. Whew, that was one of the craziest wins, but could have played that slightly better, although I kind of played my best really. Alright, so we got Bastiodon in the house. I do see quite a number of people starting with Bastiodon also, but not so after I've climbed the ranks to like rank 18 and 19. Before that, maybe around rank 13 or 14, I do see a lot of people leading with Bastiodon. So I normally go with an Overheat doing neutral damage first before bringing in my Medicham. So knowing that he has Bastiodon, well, the only move that will be good against it will probably be like a Medicham for me, or in fact the Overheat. So I was thinking, okay, so I need to land probably double Overheat and switch it out so that I can actually restart the attack debuff. But now Sableye is coming in to actually do a lot of damage to our Medicham. Oh, by the way, if you guys look at the background, the sky, it looks really, really nice, right? Yeah, that's the Season of Light. I guess a new event is coming in, and yeah, it looks really, really nice, I must say. Alright, don't get distracted, Brandon, back to the battle. Alright, so farming down the Sableye, he has 2 shields left. With the Bastiodon coming back in again, he's going to use his charge move. I'm not going to shield this at all because I'd rather save the shield for my Trevenant. Trevenant hits harder and it's also more glassy. So we're going to go with an Overheat after doing one more Fairy Wind. So one Fairy Wind, and then you can do your charge move against a Smackdown user like a Bastiodon, switching it out again. Like I said, he bringing in Medicham. I'm like, okay, seems promising. Now I have a chance. We're going to go with a Seed Bomb all the way because he's definitely going to shield up since he has 2 shields left, and he probably wouldn't save the shield for the Bastiodon anymore since it's so low in health. Alright, it's under 25% health, but the Ice Punch came through, and I'm going to shield up everything else really that comes in later on. Alright, so go ahead with another Seed Bomb. He doesn't shield that, but we're going to Shadow Claw down the Medicham. We're going to shield this and try and farm up for double Seed Bombs and use it against the Bastiodon. That's the game plan for now. Alright, great, so it's out. We're going to go ahead with one Shadow Claw. We're going to go with the Seed Bomb. So like I said, Shadow Claw is a 2 turns fast move. Smackdown is a 3 turns fast move, so you just want to do 1 before you actually go ahead and do your charge move, or 4 Shadow Claws before you do your charge move. Alright, and look at the amount of health that I'm left with. If the Smackdown took us out, he was able to get to his charge move. They take out a Galarian Weezing and will have lost the battle. Alright, against the next Pokemon, Johnny, and he's leading with Trevenant. Some people do lead with Trevenant. It's kind of rare to see someone leading with Medicham already, actually. Yeah, I don't think I've encountered like anyone leading with Medicham in the last like 75 battles. I would say the last 15 sets basically. There are people leading with Altaria, and those were like really easy wins for me because I would just switch out and switch out and switch out and whatever that he has to counter him. So hence why I'm not showing those battles anymore. But I would say out of 25 battles, maybe around 12 people or 10 people were using Altaria as lead. Alright, so back to this, we can see that it Shadow Drapion is suffering a lot of damage from the counters because being in Shadow, it suffers 17% more damage. Managed to take it out with 2 Ice Punches left. We're going to go with Ice Punch against the Trevenant. Alright, and then we'll see that he did not shield that. We're going to go with another Ice Punch and probably go with a 3rd Ice Punch again soon, as we have 2.5 Ice Punches ready just now. Alright, cool, and just go with that. I did not want to try and farm it down because I'm very sure he can get to his charge mode before I actually take it out, and also I'm just 1 Shadow Claw away from being taken out. Managed to do 2 counters against the Galarian Stunfisk, so that was a big win. And we're going to try to get to our overheat, but the problem is the charge mode coming in. We're going to shield that up as it's going to take us out. Alright, so yeah, overheat is going to come through. Alright, so anyway, if you guys notice, this video is very long. It's 30 minutes long. If you guys like this kind of format, you guys can also let me know, because doing 13 battles is going to take this long, especially I've already sped up the video by 150%, basically 1.5 times. But you guys can let me know also in the comment section down below. Alright, so back to this though, we have Trevenant and also a low health Galarian Weezing over there. We're going to go with Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball hits harder than Seed Bomb, so hence I would rather go with the Shadow Ball. And both of them do neutral damage to Galarian Stunfisk anyway. So look at the health of the Galarian Stunfisk though, okay, but we have just 2 Shadow Claws away, but another Rock Slide comes through. The damage of my Shadow Claw did not go through. Now the question is, can my Galarian Weezing take out the Galarian Stunfisk? And the question is yes, because we got our overheat ready over there. That's why just now I actually farmed a bit of energy against the Galarian Stunfisk first before I actually switched out into my Trevenant, because I know I need to get to the overheat if he were to farm down my Trevenant. Alright, so against another trainer, Ipom, and I think this person is a person whom I know in real life. She's a Japanese player, if I'm not mistaken, from Tokyo, and I actually met up with her before. I can't remember if this is her actual IGN, because there are so many O's and whatsoever, and I have not gotten in contact with her for a pretty long time, but I'll probably message her soon. But yeah, look at this battle, man. She started off with Deoxys, managed to switch out into her Warring, and I thought at this time I was like, okay, it seems really good, man. I think I should win this really, because it seems very easy and really beatable already, since I managed to farm down. But the Deoxys is going to be the huge problem, as you guys will see later on. So she's going to bring in her Deoxys again. We're going to go with the Ice Punches, spam all the way. Psychic's going to do resisted damage, so Ice Punch is a good choice. Alright. But look at this, her Deoxys, I do not know, man. It's probably super duper good in like stats, because wow, it's really good. Alright, as you guys will see later on also. So countering down, and oh my god, you see, I'm having a habit to tap the screen right now. I'm even tapping my MacBook. I'm like tapping the MacBook here, over here, like tap. I really do not know, man, like while watching the replay of this. Yeah, so all these are replays. I'm doing a voice over. So yeah, so first person whom I see using an Alolan Ninetales in a very long time. So maybe that's the key, man. Decided to go with the Shadow Ball, and then I brought in the Weezing again, and we're gonna go with overheat. I was trying to get the double overheats before I actually fire off the charge move. Alright, and then when the ball came through, decided to shoot that up good, but then don't forget she has the Deoxys, and I totally forgot about that. When the Deoxys came into mind, I'm like, oh yeah, it has Cycle Boost, right? Okay, she's the up 1 shield, but I'm also up on energy and also up 1 mon, but look at it, she decided to shield this, and then I was thinking to myself, wait, maybe I should have gone with Play Rough to burn the shield, and after that farm down with the Fairy Wind, but it's still not going to do a lot of damage. Cycle Boost is going to take out our Galarian Weezing, Cycle Boost is also going to take out our Trevenant, and we lost. That was such a close battle, man. GG well played to my friend, if that is her, but basically GG well played to my opponent. Next opponent is going to be Ken Blue 22. And okay, Medicham, yep, like I said, it's very rare to see someone leading with Medicham, yep. Okay, switching out the Medicham immediately. Seriously, I think that was my only battle that I had against someone who started off with Medicham, or maybe there were others, but I really cannot remember. Or maybe they just switch out immediately, which made me not remember that at all. Alright, so switching into my own Medicham to take out the Galarian Stunfisk, and then I will just go with Ice Punches all the way. Alright, and we're just going to try and farm down the Galarian Stunfisk right now, and oh, did I not shoot that? Okay, I thought I was going to shoot that though. Alright, so Rock Slide come in, and we're going to go with the Ice Punch again. I do not know why I accidentally tapped on the Ice Punch. I could have just countered down the Galarian Stunfisk and saved the energy for the next Pokemon, but I did a mistake over there, and I wasn't even able to get to the Ice Punch. So we're going to bring in Trevenant now, knowing that he has a Medicham, and Trevenant actually fares very well against Medicham, of course. Alright, but he brought in a Drapion. At this point, I'm like, okay, let's go with just one charge move first, a Shadow Ball. I know it is resisted, but still at least we did a good amount of damage, took out half the health of Drapion. I was trying to switch up into my Galarian Weezing, knowing that he was going to use Crunch to try and catch the Crunch. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, and he has 2 shields left, so that's really, really unfortunate for me. We're going to use our Overheat and see if it's going to land or not. Right, 2 shields for him, man. Alright, 1 shield's gone, and we're gonna suffer a crunch damage. It's gonna be resisted. Alright, so that's great, but he decided to use Sludge Bomb instead. Most people run Aqua Tail though, so I was surprised not to see Aqua Tail at all. Alright, second Overheat is gonna burn the shield for us, which is awesome. Now the question is, what am I gonna do now? Okay, we're gonna try and get to the play rough to do chip damage to the Medicham. Now it's chip damage really because we have been debuffed by 200%. Actually not 200%, 100%. Alright, so still did half health damage to the Medicham. We're going to bring our Traveler to farm down the Medicham, and then after that fire off the charge move against the Drapion, if that is possible. Okay, we have to take it out before anything else comes through. Alright, Seed Bomb is going to be activated, and hopefully it's enough to take out the Drapion, but the answer is not. It's not enough. A charge move is going to come in, and we just suffer another loss. That's how close the battles can be. That's how tight it can be, especially when in this situation I'm trying to connect my Ball Blast to my iPad because it just disconnected on its own. But okay, we are back to here again. We were matched up against the next opponent, Chu. Alright, starting off with Cresselia. It was rare also to see people using Cresselia in the Great League. Yeah, thank you very much for weak connection also. I'm basically using the Wi-Fi here, and the Wi-Fi is actually 500 up and download Mbps, so I'm not too sure why is there still weak connection. Yeah, maybe I need like 5 GB upload and download speed, and it will not have weak connection anymore. I'm not sure, man. Just kidding about that. So anyway, for Cresselia wise, the fast move is doing super effective damage to us, but I know most people will run Grass Knot and also Moonblast for their Cresselias, so hence why I decided to not shield at all. However, I did encounter someone using Future Sight on the Cresselia, and I got hit for my Medicham, and it did a lot of damage to us. So we're going to farm down the Cresselia, and then eventually she brought in an Altaria. We're going to go with Shadow Ball. Let's see if this is going to land or not. Probably not, because she's going to shield. And then since she has Altaria, I'm thinking, okay, Medicham can handle it, but also Galarian Weezing can handle it. However, Galarian Weezing is left with so little health that I do not know if we can even get to a play rough. We definitely can do some damage with the Fairy Wind, but not sure if we can get to the play rough. But Dragon Breath will be double resisted anyway. So at this point of time, she's already down 2 shields. We're going to bring in the Medicham instead just to be safe and use the Galarian Weezing as a second shield. So Sky Attack is going to come in. I'm going to try and get to the Ice Punch before another Sky Attack comes through, and I do, obviously, because he does not have energy anymore. So is it going to be enough to take out the Altaria? Yes. So Galarian Stunfisk is the last Pokemon, guys. Is it good for us? Looking pretty good. Alright, but the question is, am I able to survive the Earthquakes? 2 Earthquakes, in fact, provided she can get to 8. Alright, but alright. It's looking okay, right? Yeah, looking okay. Medicham can take the Earthquake. So at this point, I was thinking, do I need to try and catch any charge move with my Galarian Weezing? The answer is no. Wait, no, I'm gonna lose. Actually, no, guys. Galarian Weezing can just take it out with just fast moves alone. Ding. That was really close, but that was really insane also. Alright, so we are almost at the end already. We are matched up against our next opponent, Soma, and it's Nidoqueen. Alright, I've encountered a lot of people using Nidoqueen, especially Shadow Nidoqueen also, and it's a huge threat against my team. I feel like I have a huge problem fighting against Nidoqueen. Since I do not have Skarmory on my team, Skarmory will be the best counter against Nidoqueen. However, I do not have that at all, so I was like, Nidoqueen again. Whenever I see someone with the Nidoqueen as lead, I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be so hard to counter it. But this particular battle against the Nidoqueen, it was quite okay. Some of them have suffered really, really bad losses. Alright, even the opponent just using 2 Pokemon was able to take out my entire team. Alright, so we're going to go with Ice Punch again and taking out that, but bringing in an Umbreon. Alright, so remember, my Medicham has suffered 2 debuffs already, and also after doing 4 counters, I actually used the charge move, not doing any more than that, or maybe even up to 7. So I decided to shield up against the charge move. knowing that I would actually suffer a lot of damage from that because I've been debuffed by 50% in defense. So we're going to bring the Galarian Weezing, and Galarian Weezing actually fares really well against Umbreon, other than if Umbreon actually has Psychic. So we're not too sure whether it has Psychic or what, but I'm just going to let this go through. Luckily it has Last Resort instead of Psychic, because they'll probably one-shot KO us. And he brought in a Scrafty. When he brought in a Scrafty, I'm like, this seems delicious, man, for the Galarian Weezing. However, I don't think we can get to 2 play roughs in time, because the Power Up Punch is going to boost the attack of the Scrafty, and Scrafty basically can't do anything to Galarian Weezing at all if it's both full on health. So we're going to bring our Medicham in, and Medicham is going to try and take out the Scrafty. Unfortunately, it can't, so we're going to bring our Trevenant. And in this situation, you guys might be saying, why didn't I shield up the Medicham? Well, it's because I'm trying to save up against the next Pokemon. So I know Trevenant actually fares better, and I decided to not shield it, knowing that he's going to try and bait me. Alright, it's Umbreon again, and since my Medicham was so low in health, I didn't want to keep it anymore already. Seed Bomb landed, and then after we're just going to fire off 2 more Seed Bombs to take out this Scrafty, though the first one will be shielded. Alright, so eventually the next Seed Bomb came through, taking out the Scrafty. We're just going to shield up against whatever that comes in, even if it's Power Up Punch, it doesn't really matter. He can't get to another foul play already. So knowing the counts, knowing everything is actually really, really important. So I'm still learning, I'm still practicing, I'm still training myself. Of course, it's best to actually learn from your mistakes, to learn from the losses that you suffered. So I actually watched back the footage of the losses, and eventually I actually learned a thing or two. And some of them were really, really close battles, and some of them I made quite a number of mistakes that I could have actually scored a win or whatsoever. Alright. So you guys can see now against the Lanturn. At this stage, actually, I've already reached Ace rank already. Alright, but I'll just show you guys at the end. So very easy against Lanturn, just bringing Trevenant. Trevenant basically resists every move from Lanturn, and that's really, really awesome. Seed Bomb will be the best move to use against it. We're going to go with another Seed Bomb straight away before another charge move comes in. Surf is ready, or almost ready already. Alright, taking out the Lanturn with a lot of energy left, and that's always good for us. And then it's going to bring in the Altaria again. So Altaria wise, we're going to try and get to the Shadow Ball. If we do, awesome. We don't, it doesn't matter, because we have 2 shields left against the Galarian, for the Galarian Weezing against the Altaria, which is great also. So after that, we're going to bring in the Weezing. Alright, we're going to have to shield up, because Sky Attack actually does a lot of damage to the Galarian Weezing though. Alright, so bringing in the Trevenant, we're going to go with Overheat. I actually accidentally charged up to 100 energy. I should have actually used my charge move 1 Fairy Wind before, so that I do not waste the energy. So I overcharged a little bit, but it's totally fine. Alright, so let's see the charge move come in. It's going to be a Seed Ball. I survived that. We're going to go with another Overheat, and then probably pull a switch into Medicham. Right, I think I do that, yeah, because we have been debuffed so much already. But we're going to have to see if it's going to be a Shadow Ball or a Seed Bomb. Is a Shadow Ball actually. So luckily I shielded that. Alright, we're going to go with Ice Punch. Actually, I was thinking whether Ice Punch or Psychic actually does more damage against Trevenant, but I think Ice Punch is more ideal because you need less energy to get to. Okay, very good switch by my opponent. I am going to try and get up more in terms of energy. I should have actually tapped 1 more counter. You guys will see why later on. Okay, actually no, not 1 more counter. I think I needed 1 more Fairy Wind. I needed 1 more Fairy Wind. Okay, Shadow Ball comes through, taking us out. And then you guys will see how close this is. How close this is. My god, I lost that. That was such a close battle. Alright, but we are not done yet. We are still left with 1 more battle to check out, and that will be number 13. Alright. Yeah, I lost that. There was a bit of lag over there, not too sure why. Against Karako Kajo. Hopefully I pronounced the name right. Okay, so this is the Frostlass battle that I want to show you guys. This is the insane one. Alright, so I hate fighting against people who are using Frostlass, because I know against my team, 2 of my Pokemon are already weak against it. So we're going to go with Overheat, straight away trying to do damage to the Galarian Stunfisk, but he shielded it up. So we're going to go in with our Medicham. So I know Medicham is basically dead against the Frostlass, or in fact my Trevenant is also dead against the Frostlass. Actually not really, I mean they still can do a bit of damage, but yeah, they are still going to get hit hard by that Pokemon. Alright, so we're going to go with Ice Punch and try and do a bit of cheap damage, and go with another second Ice Punch to take it out right now. Alright, it will be enough to take out if he does not shield it. Alright, so we are up 2 shields, but the Frostlass came back again. So at this point of time, I was thinking, okay, should I go with Psychic or what? So I'm not gonna shoot this because I want to save the shoe for my other two Pokemon. Avalanche comes through, and we're gonna bring in our Galarian Stunfisk. Alright, this time. Alright, so you guys notice I also changed out and brought in Galarian Stunfisk instead of Trevenant. Trevenant would definitely suffer more damage from the Frostlass than the Galarian Stunfisk. And it's because I suffered the 5 losses in a row, so hence why I switched into Galarian Stunfisk. So he managed to bring another Pokemon already. I can't remember what it was. I didn't really hear the sound properly. Oh, it's Warring. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, 2 of his Pokemon are weak to Rock, so that's great for us. So I was thinking if I should shoot this or not. And then I made a mistake. I should have actually shoot against that, farm up to maybe close to another second Rock Slide, then after that fire it off, or in fact I don't even slide that at all. So that was a mistake, and then I could have actually fired off a charge move or so, I think, against the Frostlass. But I know Frostlass is going to waste CMP die, so I was like, oh my god, this is going to be quite insane. Okay, I lost CMP die with my Galarian Stunfisk, obviously, because Frostlass attack stat is so high, and now I'm like, okay, we're going to lose CMP die against the Frostlass also with our Weezing. So I was like, now the biggest question is, can I survive this? I was like, I don't think I'm gonna survive this. I was gonna put my iPad on the table, but then I was left with a sliver of health. Oh my god! I mean, the IVs of my Galarian Weezing ain't like super duper spectacular, but I survived that avalanche. Wow. All right. Yeah. See, it'll be a glitch over there. Managed to hit up to ace rank, like I said. My ratings actually was at 2,166, and then it went down because of that losses, then it went up again. Now it's at 2,112. So that's that for hitting ace rank. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching all the battles that I've put into to actually get up to ace rank. Of course, the grind never ends. We still are like 900 ratings away, though it seems not so far, but it's actually really far. Alright, hopefully when we actually play the Ultra League and even the Master League, my ratings will go up faster because I'm better playing in those 2 leagues than the Great League. But I feel now with the Galarian Weezing, I think I'm playing it slightly better. We'll see how. Alright, so that's all that I have to show you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like on the video. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Alright, goodbye.